Okay, I know what time it is. Trying something different. I'm the man with the most. In and out, move like a ghost, left heavy smoke, they can choke it. I said a note and I won't why I get too close. Bless. Excuse me, watch it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. For this life project. Yeah, it's just an experiment. Just checking out to see who's up, who's checking out the live, keeping it real smooth tonight, you know. Salute to all my people that support the movement. Yes, I see one person in the room. Thank you for your support. Much love. Became the whore, going through that door. Go up on the score when it's war, need I say more? And you popped in for your first offense. If I committed that flagrant. That's how you learn the lesson. Any more questions? Yeah, exclusive. Yes, yes. I see a few people up in the room. Salute to those that's up in the room watching the movement. It's about to be a movie, y'all. You're about to be a part of this movie, y'all. Had to be tough where I'm from. It was rough. Some choose to run. In other words, go get a gun. As I started to grow, on the map, in the jungle, we learn to be humble. Get ready to go. In my hood to advance, you took a chance. Yeah, yeah. Okay. Okay. Thank you, Mrs. Mariam from Iran. Salute, salute. Thank you for your support. Okay, that's what's up. Yeah, yeah. I'm out here promoting the, the music, and also I want to chop it up with y'all about my experience with this music and why my music is so important to the real culture. Okay, I see you. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. JC, I appreciate that. Salute to everybody that's up in here, man. I want to thank everybody for tuning in, whoever's here. On this live, I just played one of my tracks that I worked on. That's part of a complete project, and I just want to thank everybody that's tuning in and sending love. I see Duck Goose up in here. That's interesting, Mr. Duck Goose. I don't know what that means, but anyway, salute everybody that's in this room. I thank everybody for their support. Yes, yes, Locust, I see you. Salute, salute. I thank everybody for tuning in. Originally born and raised in the Bronx, New York. Now, growing up in my community, we were surrounded by music and artists and just the whole culture. But as I grew, or as I was growing, I started to unravel some things that was pretty disturbing to me. And I didn't want to be the type to encourage certain situations. Okay, Locust, you say you have a question. Let's do this. Salute Curriculum Publishing. I appreciate your support. Definitely, bringing back the real lyricists because that's very important. The real lyricist is where it's at. Yes, any questions, just send them through and I'll get to them as I move along. I thank everybody that's tuned in. I thank you for all the love and support. I'm trying to bring a certain genre of music back and okay. Booger Tom McNugget says rap is dead. I hear you. Oh man, no, I don't know what that means. And honestly, I don't care what that means, Mr. Locust. That's neither here nor there. This is a professional um live or professional feed. I don't play internet games. I don't come from that era where minute questions are being asked and it's not relevant to what I'm bringing to the table. So I really don't know what that means, and I don't really care what that means because you somewhere wherever you're at, and I'm over here. Like if we was face to face and you ask me that, you know, it'll be real. Okay, right. That's right. Because that's what's going on these days. Curriculum music. There's a lot of play stuff going on with the music. Things are acceptable these days where you could be a clown or a goofy, and everybody does it for a laugh. But where we from, you might get hands and feet and get introduced to hands and feet. So now with the new era and the new age, we have people playing internet thug gangsters and doing things behind closed doors, hiding in their closet, typing with their fingers and stuff, you know. So I don't know. But over here, Mike Militant, the militant movement, we don't do all that. We militants, man. Like we don't play all that. We come on stage acting goofy, you're gonna get thrown off the stage, the typical, ignorance, but we try to keep it positive and productive because, this genre of music has been getting the bad rep, and we have to be careful from perpetrating the fraud and giving acknowledgement to fraud. So at the end of the day, we don't play those types of games. But back to the subject at hand, like I was stating before, I come from a place where there was no games being played. You know, there wasn't too much room for buffoonery or larceny and things of that nature, petty stuff. Like you had to be hardcore to come from a place where I come from. They used to call my town Little Beirut. Like my city was like a third world country, and nobody wanted to come there. Thank you so much, Stay Kids Forever. Yeah, I got these hoodies in my merch store. Eventually, I'll be sending information so y'all can get y'all some hoodies. We got hats and things of that nature. But like I said, we support the real. We're in the community. You know what I'm saying? We're not Hollywood. We don't do this for fame or fashion. We do this because we love this. And people say it's dead and this, that, and the third, but we're not the ones that's going to kill it. We're the ones that's going to bring relevance to this whole movement. And that's why it's a militant movement because there's no games being played over here. Like my people said, no sex games, none of that. We don't play none of that, at the end of the day. So, salute to everyone that has positive things to say. Oh yeah, most definitely curriculum music. I know you've been rocking with me since day one, you know. But before I leave the live, I'm gonna let y'all hear something, and this is an exclusive. So I'm gonna let y'all hear something, and let me see a song lyric that really resonates with you. Um, okay, good question. Song line that I did one time was I said, "In my era, no time for error." So I'm a wordplay, wordsmith kind of guy. So when I said "in my era," ERA, era, in my era, there was no time for error, which is ERROY. I mean see, ERROR, error, like making a mistake, like I just did. And when I said that line, I was letting the audience know that when I was growing up, you made a mistake, that could be the thin line between life and death. So that was one line. Also, I use different phrases, different punchlines, different wordplay. So I said in one of my songs that I'm about to let y'all hear, which is called Surviving and Why, I said, ride the train at night, somebody took a life, a human corpse on the iron horse. So when I said that, people was like, "What's the Iron Horse?" In New York City, that's what we call a train, the Iron Horse. So seeing a corpse on the Iron Horse means I saw a body on a train. I seen somebody's soul leave their body while riding on the train. And people would be like, "Oh, that's too much, oh that," but that's real. I can't make this up. But without further ado, salute Curriculum Publishing for your support. And I'm definitely gonna play a track. Let me see. Stray Kid. Well, I'm gonna go live, hop, and spread more kindness. I have. Okay, thank you. Salute, salute. Peace and love. Stay kids forever. All right, let me do this real quick before I leave, because this is just a test run, and we're gonna see how it works out. So let me see. I'm gonna give y'all something, because Miss Curriculum Music wants to hear something, so I'm gonna throw something up. This is called To Survive It NY. Let me know what y'all think. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Even when they're hating in the hood, we need that. So it is what it is. But here we go. Check it out. Let me know what you think. Yeah, growing up in New York. Okay. You see a lot of things. To survive it NY. But you gotta stay afloat. Like Millie, putting that work. To survive it and why. Took a militant mind. Ride the train at night, somebody took a life, a human corpse. On that iron horse, my eyes witness something trite. When the soul stores another life, thought can't be avoided if it's meant. The evil of a man, his intent, shot to the chest, bystanders innocent. Still can't be controlled. Dudes carry on behaving like broads when it rains it pours. Chemicals in your pores. Shots in the head. Hoods at war. God made man, said the word was yours. Man got to see by eat. Then he fell off from God. He's too far gone from the land till he reached the Lord. My real life is real right. Fight the real fight with real life. As a mind, kept my mind tight. Touch some dirt. Grown folks, business, hard work. Brought forth the work. Would you step aside? I'm the type. Step outside where I'm from. Couldn't hide. Didn't run from a fight. Couldn't think twice. If you was tough, you could take a sluff. If you're not down, got up to duck. No respect for chumps who couldn't handle the lumps. No sympathy for the weak. Pretend to be the cheat. Posted up on the streets, heads rock the seat, demons are released. Became a casualty, now what you thought, now a memory. Of course, yes, of course, it pays. I survived New York, like Militant. Yeah, yeah, yeah. New York. I survive welcome your life. Yeah. Yeah. That's called Surviving NY. That's a little tale or story I put together. And all these songs that you will hear throughout the duration of my feeds and shorts is music I worked on that not only did I work on it, but it came from real life experience. And salute my engineer for his part in this situation because he definitely did his thing. Salute EAP. You know, he is one of the best. And we got together and worked together. We came and flew out from Chicago and we linked up and he was there through the whole process of the production. And we worked really hard. We kept going back and forth, a lot of phone calls, a lot of live chats because I didn't want to be so aggressive on how I wanted the project. I wanted to be a free flowing project. But anyway, I wanted to be a free flowing project, and when I got with EAP, you know, he allowed me to do it how I saw fit, but he also challenged me in certain areas of the process. So, you know, when it came to the lyric creation, sometimes I'll be in the middle of a recording session and he'll stop it just to ask me what did I mean by certain things and what did I say. And I used to like killing my vibe, but it was just a psychological test for him to just do things like that to see where my patience was and see if I could handle that, you know. And he was very professional. So a lot of times he would hear my lyrics and ask me what did I mean by that. And we would have discussions in the middle of the session. And then he'd be like, all right, record. And then it would be sometimes I'll be recording and I think he's sitting at the console and I'll turn around and he's not even at the console. And I'm like, yo, where you at, bro? And it's like, you know, it was just different experiences that I appreciated working with EAP. I never had nobody really push me to that limit before. I used to go to the studio and do just press play or record and that's it. But he put a lot of time and energy into this project, even though it's 9 songs, 4 different interludes, but the production on it was top notch. Yeah, thank you, curriculum publishing, because you know I take this very seriously, and I'm about to end it real soon. But I thank everybody for their comments. You know, sometimes you're gonna run across a few characters, and you know the babbling of people and all this nonsense. But you know, like I said, it's not dead. You know, I'm about to revive the energy in the field because, you know, I'm gonna bring that New York back, not that facade New York where we fronting and you perpetrating. Like, you know, New York is guilty of that too, but there's some real homegrown individuals from New York that don't play them games. There's no funny talk and no funny playing around. We don't play around with certain things. We don't say certain things. We don't encourage certain things. And if you're not careful, you could put yourself in a messed up predicament. All right, no doubt. Before I go, I'm gonna let y'all hear Man with the Most because I'm getting requests for Man with the Most from Curriculum Publishing. And like I said, salute Curriculum Publishing because they've been there since day one supporting the movement. So with that being said, I'm closing it out with this last one. Give y'all a little something, something. This is Man with the Most. Real lyrics, real hip hop. Dutch Studios. Mike Militant. Yo. GFP. EAP. Collaboration. Shout out to EAP. You already know. You already. Yo. I'm the man with the most. Aim for the dope with the vote. Kill the soft with a lethal dose. Like a dope slap, daddy smoke, take a joke. Yeah, I said a note, and I won't. I get you close since elementary. First album would be Rock the Bells, LL. One of my first. Facts. Navigate life with drastic measures. The hidden treasure came found and chilling with pressure. Never stiff from the heckler. Others we equal sided with the lesser light as a feather. For this life project, I present logic. It's tense from the top, it make no sense. Life project, where the logic gets tense. Most tight bill take no sense. For this life project, I present logic. It's tense from the top, it make no sense. My life project, where the logic gets tense. Most topics don't make no sense. Spiritual sector, don't fucking like a professor. Secrets and jealousy going out on a stretcher. In my era, no time for ever dealing with terror. I reflected in the mirror, couldn't handle it. It gets more clear what you should have seen it before. It came to all, going through that door. When you broke the law, give it to the book. Go up on the store, on this war, did I say mine? But the wrong way, catch a gun, play with wolf. Appreciate y'all. Until next time, peace, always love. Any public, cause your first offense. If I committed that flavor, create tension. Be aware of the vibes you send. Communication, non-comprehension, on some brain cell. That's how you learn a lesson. Any more questions? Like project, understand logic, it's tension. It make no sense. I like project. Yeah. Until next time, peace and love.